everyone, I'm Alexis EgoQueen. Love me, I know you do. And welcome back to Queen's Court.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Vicky the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. When we last left our heroes, after a brief interrogation of the servant, our acolytes rush to the third floor and find there the oath-bound bodyguard of Lance Gul'jan attempting to gain ingress to his master's study. Lady Wren makes short work of the lock, swinging the doors open with a graceful kick. Inside, they discover the fate of the Lord of Hestonhan's Manor, tearing at his own face with his eyes merely pulped globules on the floor. Quickly restraining and sedating Gul'jan, a hasty interrogation is conducted, revealing that he has bought a profane artifact from the Pale Children at the Wailing Wheel. While this is happening, the group can hear in their microbreeds a strange mix of continuous profanity, heavy breathing, and promises of arborcide. As they move to carry Gul'jan out of the study, his bodyguard steps into the doorway, exclaiming that Lord Gul'jan will go nowhere until a chirurgeon is summoned as he aims his pistol. And we return to the scene. Now, when we last left off, the bodyguard was aiming his pistol at the group, and where did Toby go? There he is. And seeing how initiative has been re-established, he is going first, and he will issue the delay action, meaning that he uses a full action to skip his turn, and at any time before his turn begins again, he may take a half action. So, Oberon, you are up next.
Okay, can I try to intimidate and tell him to put the weapon down?
You can. What is your... hold on, I need... so roll intimidate, -10. Do you have intimidate?
I should. I believe I do.
Let me check. So...
The hell no.
You do indeed have it. So, this will be versus your strength. And he will roll his willpower at a +10. And I will tell you why that is. He is born of the Solium and raised in this hive, and he has sworn an oath to protect his lord and master, meaning that anyone who has sworn an oath receives a +10 to willpower tests on said oaths. And if anyone in the group or outside of the group makes a character from Desolium, they also get that trait. So, just
do I get a modifier? Okay. Do I get a modifier for working on Desolium long enough so I would know this already?
Yes, you would have just a straight up modifier, as in no minus. So let me jump into his sheet and roll his willpower at a +10. So 10. Right. And what's the result?
Oof. Okay then.
All right, let's see. You got 3 degrees of success. I will note those down. As his aim wavers a tiny bit, he's. What do you say to him in order to bully him down?
Citizen, put the weapon down. This man is under investigation. I'm not here for you.
Just to quickly cut in really quickly.
Yes?
Weren't we intending to shoot and kill this man?
The bodyguard?
No, the one we're holding.
Well, he doesn't know that, or does he?
I thought we killed him.
Yeah, I thought we already had.
No, we have not. We were deciding.
He is still alive.
Oh, yeah, we were about to, then the bodyguard comes in.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, go.
You were going to take him away to interrogate him further, so there's that.
I mean, I could say that, and then
I'm pretty sure Ren was about to shoot him in the head with the last pistol.
Oh, well, if that was about to happen, I'm guessing she didn't.
Well, in this case, somebody came walking in and distracted me.
Well, situation has changed, so we will proceed as planned. 3 degrees of success have been made. more are needed to get him to back down. So, Ren, you're up next.
I have my pistol out, correct?
Indeed, you were aiming it at Gul'jen.
Can I train my sword on his throat while aiming the gun at the bodyguard? And if so, will that take a turn to do?
That will be a half-action aim and another half-action aim, as in you can aim your sword at the Lord, and you can aim your pistol at the bodyguard. So that would be your full action, but you can free action speak, but you can't use roll a skill because that takes a half action. But you can say something.
Okay, so I'm going to tell everybody to aim at the bodyguard.
As now I
do that.
Now, all right, moving the initiative. Rect, what are you doing?
I'll do can I delay like one action and take a half action?
You can delay. So if you pass your turn as the bodyguard did, you can then use a half action before it's your turn again. So yeah. And
all right, I'll just aim at the bodyguard with my las rifle.
All right. Would that be a full action aim? Because that is possible. You get a +20 instead of a +10. But remember that he counts as being in cover against the door, so he technically can't see you, but you are aiming at him.
I'll do full action.
Full action aim. +20 on your next ballistic skill test against him, so remember that. Harlock, please roll for me an awareness +10.
Awareness +10.
Oh, no, +20 actually.
Did I? Let me check. I thought I made one before we cut it off anyway. All right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is different.
Oh.
This is not, you have line of sight now. This is another awareness test.
Roger.
Because you're the only one that...
Oh, that was acrobatics, my bad.
Oh,
wrong one, sorry.
Whoops. Try again.
Yep.
Watch yourself fail.
This time with feeling. God.
Please use a fate point, because you...
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Succeed.
I'm going to do that, because
fuck this. This is kind of important. This is kind of important.
Fuck you, roll 20. Are you...
Oh my god.
This is bad.
This is why I love tabletops.
He's becoming one with the tree.
The tree attacks him.
Look,
this isn't even funny.
I'm going to... I was afraid this would happen, but Toby, you're up.
Oh, God.
The situation has changed and you are not aware of it.
The wind starts blowing and the tree starts to move slowly to the left. It's like, God damn it!
It's hypnotizing.
Fucking branch falls off the tree and bonks me in the head, knocks me out. So that...
Man, oh man, that is...
A half aim at the bodyguard, then shoot.
And shoot. Holy shit.
No psychotic this time.
I really wanted you to make that acrobatics roll. No, I mean awareness roll. Hold on. His first roll was good. It was good. He needed a 55. I am considering it.
It's still... Well, this is a perception.
See, he made the roll because, again, the roll is... He made a 16. He would have made it his awareness roll anyway. So I am going to retcon just a tiny bit because a mistake was made.
Well, I am trained in both acrobatics and awareness. So
yeah, I know. So it's the difference is negligible, but I'll tell you what, you spend said fate point and I will allow you to use the first one, as in the 16.
Yep.
Yes. So Toby, your turn hasn't started quite yet.
Okay.
So save your action because the situation might change. As you are distracted by that damn tree, you look up from your scope and see down the street that leads towards Hastenhand's Manor, and in the distance you can see a squad of 5 sanctuaries, the local law enforcement. And just for reference, a sanctuary looks like this, as in the armor. So it's quite nice.
So it's just a local version of the Arbites. Is what they're...
No, because they
Higher.
have Adeptus Arbites on this planet, and this is just the people that handle all the oaths. So
okay.
if you see the disc-shaped device in her left hand, I think, yes, that is their oath cog, and they use that to beat oathbreakers with when they do indeed find them. So a squad of 5 of these comes walking down the street. Do you wish to inform the party of this new development?
Yeah, so they're not aware of us, right? They're just...
You are the only one currently aware of this, and by their posture and strolling down the street, as in not in a hurry or...
it's more of a patrol than with purpose.
Yes, it's more a patrol. They are not directly heading to this place. So they would not be aware, and if you would kindly inform the party that any gunfire would draw their attention.
Guys, I'm sitting on this rooftop up here, and we got some patrols making their way, doing some rounds. So if you got to kill anybody, can you stab them in the face rather than shoot them, please?
Are they Arbites?
They look like Arbites, but they got some fancy armor on.
You would know them as sanctuaries.
I would never shoot them.
No, but that's beside the point.
All right, guys, we have to round this up. We have to wrap this up quickly.
Yes, and you're going to have to... Now, here is the thing. I'm going to introduce a new mechanic, and this is the subtlety mechanic. When this campaign started, you had a subtlety score of 50. When you take different actions, such as using cover or not using cover, as I mean using disguises and pseudonyms and other things like that, you raise your subtlety, and it's easier for you to sneak around and less people know about you. If you do overt things such as blowing stuff up and getting into gunfights, you lower your subtlety, meaning more people know that you're here and that you're Inquisition. So now is the time to start influencing that score. It will be kept hidden by me, but there are ways for you to check if you are subtle or not. But there's a whole different process of that, and you can do that at another date. So the influencing of said score starts now, and depending on your actions and outcomes here, it will go up or down. So this is, I will not be as hands-on in other scenarios. This is merely a tutorial for the subtlety system.
All right, got it.
Okay.
So, Toby, would you reconsider your previous actions?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. Since he's it's like shaking his hand from the slight intimidation.
Yes, he is. His aim is wavering somewhat. His resolve has been.
All right. Let me check the distance. All right. I'd like to charge and smack him with my chainsword.
I would remind you that a chainsword is quite loud. Are you doing it unpowered?
I said smack him with it, not tear him up.
Right. But do remember that if
I probably should be more clear though.
do remember that if you do not kill him or incapacitate him in a single strike, he will take a shot and he will be heard by the
Can I say
sanctuaries.
something?
You
I
can.
interject? I have a shock maul. If you can just get his guard down a bit more, I can just walk up to him and poke him.
That is true.
Obviously, Lance does not. He's already on the floor cuffed, so he's
Yes.
not going to go anywhere. Shooting would just make more noise, and I would imagine more commotion would cause him to
Indeed.
freak out again.
And also attract the sanctuaries and the local law, and they would find you with a dead man and a lord who is bound and
Eyeless.
wounded heavily. Yes, so that would be quite the complication to your mission, and a whole bunch of drop in subtlety. So keep that in mind. And again, I am explaining consequences here, and I will not do so in the future. This is merely a display run of actions and consequences.
Of things to come.
I-
Got it.
Like to change what I'm doing. I'm gonna try and use dominate on him.
And you better get him to well, if you don't succeed, he will realize that you are attempting something and open fire. So risk is involved in this.
There's
Heavy.
risk regardless of what we do. So
Well, you could try and talk him down. That's a non-hostile action. What you are doing is what he would consider a hostile action, and retaliate.
could I command him to stand down?
You could attempt that. You would get it would be a challenging test, and he would resist with willpower, but you could attempt to break down his resolve further.
All right, let's go with that.
All right. You've made the right choice. It's on. So he will roll willpower again.
All right. Do I use any modifiers or?
No modifier for this, just a straight up roll. So 10 for him.
Let's check.
And here's his roll. 69. He doesn't make it. So if you make it by any degrees of success, you will further break his spirit.
I rolled.
And it was 57 out of 43. What do you say to him?
I order him to drop the gun.
He refuses as he answers only to Lord Gul'jan. And
Right.
that is your turn. His turn is now again. I am going to roll a secret test. And that is, I actually have dice ready for that, so let's see. And all right, that is fine. He makes the delay action again. This time, actually, he doesn't make the delay action. This time he aims straight at Oberon.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, he full action aimed. He didn't do anything else, and he skips his turn. So there is no, it's not quite time yet. So Oberon, what is your move? Will you try and talk him down again, or will you attempt something more drastic?
I'm gonna try to talk him down again.
All right. Which skill are you using? Well, depending on how you phrase it, then the skill changes. Let me see. You could try intimidate. You have that, so
I'm deciding whether. No, I don't think scrutiny would be best.
Scrutiny is more to detect things. So if you, well, you could roll scrutiny against fellowship, and this is would be a perfect time to introduce alternative characteristics on skill tests. When you look at your skill list, you can move. You can see at the side of to the right of the name of the list, you can see different abbreviations such as agility, strength, perception, stuff like that. So if you go to scrutiny and click that, you can have the option of using perception and fellowship. With fellowship, scrutiny with perception is to find hidden things, but scrutiny against fellowship is to detect lies or read people's body language. So,
Okay, well, I don't need to do that since a gun is pointed at me.
well, yeah. So
I'll just do interrogate again.
right. That is a 5. Ooh. He needs to roll something good or otherwise. So he rolls this 10. And he failed, I think. Did he get? He rolled an 87. Man, he is not getting his shit together. So you got 4 degrees of success. He lowers his gun, but he is still standing there in the way. But he is clearly clearly shaken, not sure what to do when confronted against all of you. And Ran is next. Do you wish to finish him off? With words, that is.
He lowered his weapon, right?
He did. He is currently not aiming it.
It's not holstered, though. He can still pull the trigger.
Yes,
I want to
indeed.
walk to right there.
Yes. So pick your mouse cursor and...
Fucking seduce them.
Oh, man.
Well, no.
Half action move. What is your other half action? I am waiting with bated breath.
I want to tell him to hand his gun over.
Oh,
and we
boy.
won't harm his lord.
Do you wish to use a fate point to automatically succeed with your fellowship bonus?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. You get 4 degrees of success. He still needs to roll, but he needs to beat your 4 degrees. So here goes nothing. Here we go. And 10. Here goes. Boom. And he fails again. He immediately hands you his hand cannon and slumps up against.
Cannon?
He had a hand cannon. He slumps up against the door, sweating profusely, being unable to handle the stress of this situation.
Shit, I'm gonna close to that thing.
Yeah. And as the oath-bound guard finally drops his weapon, you can hear, coming from the mouth of Gul'jan, strange words that you do not recognize. Ekki þýða það sem ég að segja, komið og voldu þið göfugu, komið til heimsgrafa og beina, berið augu ykkar að Jesú mat og drukknið í blóði hans. And he slumps down, limp, not breathing. Toby, roll a Medicaid test, plus 10. Toby?
I rolled.
He rolled.
Oh, there you go. You failed horribly.
I was going to say don't fuck up, but...
Well, I mean, he clearly looks dead, though you can't tell what killed him. He appears to have died from he appears to have died from natural causes. When this happens, the guard rushes to the aid of his lord, trying to revive him unsuccessfully. Toby, you have a skill, a psychic power that you've never used. It would be perfect for this situation.
Oh yeah, it's gonna turn him into a fucking demon spawn.
I have nipples on my head.
So,
Do you know what I'm
erasure.
talking about? Exactly. So,
Fuck it, let's go for it.
if you could erase this gentleman, then you could leave without anyone knowing you were here. You know, minus the servants, but they're all gone.
No modifier.
The modifier is +10 for your psi focus, as most of the time is. Do you wish to use a fate point for that?
Yes.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Anakin and Padme rolling in the fields on Naboo, and the Emperor pops up and says, "Do it."
I hate sand. It's so coarse and gets everywhere.
Nope.
I'm sorry, Vicky. It was just inappropriate.
Yeah.
All right, that was just. I felt I needed to do that.
You can attempt it later. The guard does not appear to be. He didn't even roll doubles. Boo.
Oh.
Oh, no, nothing happens.
Summon
But
Magnus.
if you want to investigate the room further before you leave, then now would be a good time, and you can try and erase him before you leave.
I'm gonna go back to rummaging through those papers.
Right. Go and have a look. You don't even need awareness to find anything.
Is the hostility over? Like we can all do stuff?
You can now move in different directions, but don't do everything at the same time, because I need to resolve everyone's actions. So I'm going to resolve the stuff that Brecht finds on the floor. As you look through the scattered papers and other such stuff, you find what appears to be Lance Gulgen's journal, depending on... it's more of a diary or a bookkeeping thing. You find some idle musings, vain gossip as you flip through the book. Strangely, you find a mention that you find him mentioning that he should get that damn tree cut down outside his window. It's blocking his view, but apparently he never did. However,
You can't see it, but I'm just flipping you to bird right now.
Yeah. Also, Harlock, you can move into position. I know what you're going to do, so just have that happening in the meantime.
He still failed. He still fails to actually see anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
But as you get to the end of the journal, you find some strange, undated entries. Speaking of lost palaces, forgotten gods, and other such nonsense, before it trails off into incoherent ramblings scattered with crude renderings of unidentifiable and alien symbols and rough sketches of the some vista or other.
I'm gonna assume none of it has to do with orcs.
None of it has anything to do with orcs.
All right,
You can roll Forbidden Lore orcs to see if the crude renderings of the alien symbols have anything to do with orcs.
Sure, why not?
You even get a +10 because you've seen orc writing. It's simple.
Is it just DACA?
Wow. It's usually just scratches and stuff with mostly goes, this place has been looted. But no, this does not appear to be anything orc related.
Do
All
I
right.
notice him going through the journal?
You do. You
I was about
can,
to say something.
if you want to check the thing that he's doing, you can move up to him and have a gander.
I'm
Correct.
gonna like offer the diary up to him, like, "Hey, Kirsch, I don't know what's in here. Do you got any better clue?"
You are strangely familiar with the drawings of the alien vistas in this book. It is almost as if you've seen them yourself. Fancy that. What do you reply?
First, I want to check the book for any psychic traces.
Roll Synesians for me. Do you even have Synesians?
I don't think I ever did. But hey, I rolled.
Well, you made it. You sure did.
Oh, he didn't fuck up for once.
Didn't fuck up and nothing bad happened. What is going on? But as you extend your psychic sense over this journal, you find no trace of psychic emanations. The only thing that you can feel is the orb still sitting in the drawer on the floor. May I recommend that you actually bandage that orb and stick it in your medikit?
Well, first, I want to read through the journal and see if there's anything I know.
Sure, because I didn't want you carrying a drawer around everywhere. That's highly conspicuous. So, reading through the journal, roll for me a scrutiny versus your perception. So, just normal, it should be. You don't have scrutiny. You don't find anything other than the strange writings and stuff like that. If someone with scrutiny would like to take a look at this book, he should do that. Who has it?
I do.
Oberon, come take a look at this journal. Make sense of something.
Yeah.
I handed the journal off to him and I walk back over to the orb.
All right. Start bandaging it.
As he's doing
I know. Yes.
I'm gonna walk up to the guard again.
Yes.
Put my hand on his shoulder and try to console him. But I'm also going to ask him for information about his master.
All right. Roll for me a charm test with a +10. He will not resist. That is 3 degrees of success. What questions did you ask him?
In the last few weeks, what has your master been up to? Please answer me with any information you can do. Maybe we can arrange his death.
He has been going down into the mid-hive. I pleaded with him not to go, but he was adamant. But as you can see, whatever business he had down there, it has now drawn him to the Emperor's side, though I fear that he will be found wanting.
Did you ever venture with him?
I did. Before everything went this, I went with him down into the mid-hive, but once he started acting strange, he refused everyone, including me. I could not refuse him.
Did you tell him in secret?
Did he tell him in secret?
Like follow him in secret?
No, he did not. He explains to you that his oaths are paramount, and he will not violate them. He appears distraught, more to the fact that he has failed his oath in protecting his lord, now that he lies dead on the floor, and he seems to have little purpose in his eyes. Going back to Oberon to see if he can make heads or tails of this book, roll for me scrutiny +10.
Is it with, you said fellowship was for deep? No, that's for
No.
lying perception, right?
Perception, yes.
Turn.
Do you want to use a fate point?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a short session, so fate points are go wild. Oop.
Do I have to re-roll it?
Yeah, reroll. That's what a fate point is primarily used for.
Oh, okay.
There are other uses, but rerolling tests is the primary function. Nice one. 12. As you look through the pages, scanning for any relevant information that might be of use, you find a name repeated through the book. That of someone named Skinner, as in written exactly like Principal Skinner. Skinner!
Dumb.
Simpsons jokes. But
I don't get the reference.
you suck.
Anyway,
But moving on.
Oh, I
The-
wish I'd remembered fate points then.
What? For
Not that it would have helped, but for the forbidden lore.
yeah, it's don't worry about it. It's
Yeah.
probably nothing.
All right, I'm gonna walk over to the garden with like my pack of glow sticks out and offer him one, because he looks like he might need one.
Didn't you
Yeah,
give your pack to the beggar?
No,
That was Toby.
that was Toby. Toby is the
Typical
one.
fuck up.
Also, I removed his glow sticks from his inventory. He doesn't have any. So, the the bodyguard takes the glow stick. You offer him a light, I guess, but and he starts puffing smoke. Now, as you are doing this, you can hear the revving of a chainsaw outside the house. And
we need to move now.
you hear the tree outside collapse. Boom.
Oh god.
Harlock,
They
on the
cut down
Vox.
tree.
On the Vox, I asked Harlock what the hell's going on.
You can just see him. You can just see him through the window. He's just sitting there, just deadpan,
Whoa.
staring at you guys with a chainsaw in one hand and covered in sawdust.
Tobian waves at him. All right, I'd like to retry erasure on the
Go
bodyguard.
ahead. Go ahead. Again, plus 10 for the side focus. You want to use a fate point. You still have one.
Might as well.
It's gonna be a failure again. Fucking
Of course.
100. Erase your own.
Ah, there we go.
Oh.
However, look, you
Fuck.
made it, but there is a problem. You rolled doubles. You know what that means. Yay. I knew
and
I
I'm
was hoping-
standing right next to him.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
so am I.
You're standing right next to everyone. This gonna be good.
So glad I'm outside.
Yeah.
I'm furthest away.
To be fair, he did it twice.
Well, true. He rolled doubles twice. He kind of needed that fate point because he would have failed and something bad would have happened. However, you did not push, meaning you only need to roll AD 100 for the psychic phenomenon.
I'm gonna close my eyes and tell me if it's good.
18. It's low.
Oh god. No Zinch demons crawling out of my ass.
This is incredibly fitting, and I think you'll like this. Memory worm. All people within line of sight of the Sagar forget some trivial fact or minor personal memory. So, pick your trivial fact to forget.
Would we have knowledge on what fact we lost? Like, would it be like
Well-
an afterthought?
It is trivial, so it can be an afterthought, yes.
They all forgot that I gave the hobo the glow sticks.
Yeah, let's say that. And Harlock, you are technically within line of sight, so the event counts to you as well.
Damn it! Should have waited a turn to cut down the tree.
He did wave to you, so yeah.
Dick.
All right. With that fitting psychic phenomenon out of the way, the bodyguard limps to the floor, apparently unconscious but still breathing. Tobian explains that he will wake up in a few minutes, and if you don't want him to remember you again, you kind of have to move.
Can we loot him without waking him up?
Can we loot him? Just leave him alone.
You already took his weapon, so there
Nothing
is
else.
He just
not
wants his
much else.
underwear.
Look, if you really want to
He
know,
takes his
if you
joystick
really...
back.
No,
Low
that's
skill.
right.
He's already smoked it, so if you seriously want to know what the man has, I'll tell you. So he has... So of the stuff that you can take in a reasonable time, that does not include his armor. So the man has 1 clip of man-stopper bullets, if anyone wants
I'll take
that.
those.
I'll copy those.
She did take his weapon, so.
He has 3 doses of stims.
I guess I'll take the stem since I'm the Medicaid guy.
Yeah. I'm just writing your names next to the stuff that he has on him, so I'll just redistribute
I'm
it
assuming
later.
one of us is actually looting them and passing it to the others.
Yeah. He has a respirator, if anyone wants that. Daedalus already has a gas mask, so he kind of doesn't need that. Harlock, do you want that?
Sure.
Good. Just distributing the loot evenly. Does anyone have some DKP?
Mini whelps, left side. Fucking dragon kill points, man. That's old school.
Yeah, good stuff. And Ego already took his hand cannon, so there we go. Loot has been distributed, and I'll just minimize this. Now, we will move back to the main screen, and boom. There we go. So, just adjusting this, and you make your way out of Hestonhand's Manor with loot and clues in tow. But however, you still must make sense of said clues. Oberon already mentioned that he had an informant that he could talk to.
That's the first person we should
Yes,
go
we-
to then.
We should go to Otis Briggs, my informant.
Oh, I'm assuming that everybody gave all the information that they gathered while there.
Yes,
I withheld the information from the orb I got.
Yeah, he didn't say that, and he didn't say that he recognized the drawings. What did you say to Brecht? Just for reference.
I didn't say anything. I just
Well,
asked him to hand the journal.
He did ask
I tried
you,
to telepathic link,
Well, no,
but
I
that
mean,
failed.
you
Bryn
did-
tried to do an awareness check to see if I was just standing there, but no one said anything.
Well, no, I'm talking about when he handed you the journal. He specifically asked you, can you make some sense of this?" And
Yeah, I was just silent, and I
right.
didn't say anything.
You looked deep in contemplation as you stared at the journal. All right, that is fair enough. So,
We should make our way to the lower hive if we want to figure this all out. Head to that informant first.
Mid-hive.
Mid-hive.
he is in the mid-hive, so that would be your next destination.
Also, let's avoid these patrols. We don't need them tailing us.
Indeed. So, you make your way down from the apex, mostly the same way that you came. And once again, the environment changes to that of the dirtier sections of the hive. Not the not the worst, because that's further down. As you go along the multitudes of habways, you finally come to something that appears to be a Munitorum crate cut in half, with a bench and some seats scattered outside of it. Inside this Munitorum crate, a man, a heavy-set man with a jovial manner about him. He is clad in a white tank top shirt with a bandana around his short cropped black hair and a grease-stained apron around his sizable belly. When he turns to regard you, the reflection of a red bionic eye greets you, a large grin following in its wake. Oberon, can I interest you in some of my cooking, or will it be the usual?
I'll take the usual, Briggs.
I'll get you one day, but for now. He bends down under the counter that he's standing behind and throws to Oberon what appears to be a can.
Excellent, my favorite. You got the opener.
Well, hold on, as he goes into the back of his apron and throws you one of his knives. There we go. Should do it.
I'll just violently open the can. Clearly, like I'm starving.
Do you want me to heat that up for you?
No, I'm good. It's fine like this.
You're completely I can't help you. Now, I see you've brought friends, Oberon, you seem to be keeping quite the company.
Yes, it's for a job. Which is also why I'm coming to see you, buddy.
Ah, fair enough. Might I interest any others of you some actual cooking other than our detective here?
Sure.
Everyone.
I sit right next to Oberon, ask for the cooking.
Right. I just got a shipment of some Podonus rice from Calto. I hear they're quite excellent. As he starts preparing the meals, and Oberon starts attacking the can of beans and shoveling them in.
Yes.
Not even using a spoon or anything.
No, just my hands.
Just his hands.
I could see that, just pouring it into his hand, just shoveling it into his face.
Nom, nom,
I'm gonna look at him with disgust if he's actually doing that.
Nom, nom, nom.
Are you
Do you
actually
clean-
doing that?
He is.
What do you
actually
want,
doing
royalty?
You could use a utensil.
I just angrily grunt and then go back to eating my beans.
My lady, if you have not heard, our detective here was quite the savage back in the day.
I can see that.
Although
Was it-
you might not see it now, he has improved somewhat.
I was in prison and I still know how to use a goddamn fork.
Did they have trees in prison?
No, they did not.
Didn't have little bitches either.
Tell me, what was he like? I'm interested.
As he rubs his chin, covering it with cooking grease, he says, well, back in the day, he arrived on this planet, a fresh-faced recruit, and he helped me out a few times, helped me even set up this place. But he still was wearing some tribal markings and other things back then. Hadn't quite gotten into the uniform, you see. But he cleans up nice, does he not?
Unlike a savage, he actually sounds like a noble man.
Well, he got better.
Interesting. I look
He,
over at him still shoveling food into his face.
He goes back to his pots and starts his cooking, having done the preparation. Oberon, I will have to see their oath cogs in order to confirm that they are applicable.
All right. I'll just still chewing. Don't say a thing. I'll just pull it out of my pocket and hand it to him.
Right. He puts it into what appears to be a chamber of some sort and closes it down after some whirring sounds come from it, and he opens it once again. He says, yes, you're still clear. The Arbidace is still paying. But the rest of you, I will have to see if your payment is good.
I hand him my oath cog.
He goes through each and every one of yours, and with a curious look upon his face, he hands it back to you and says, it doesn't say who your sponsor is. I'm not going to say no to them. I'm not going to say no to the payment, but I find it strange.
So Harlock, for the first time, this is the first time you guys have seen him because he's got this cloak, over him, pulls the cloak back, sits down next to whoever else is at the bar or whatever. It's like, give me up with some of that rice and gravy. I guess a man of your stature, yeah, you really don't ask questions. It's probably for the best.
Me? No, I've learned to keep my head down over the years. I find it's best to leave the detective to asking the questions. But one rice and gravy coming up. He hands you shovels onto the plate, and he uses a pump to put the gravy on and hands it to you. It appears... roll for me a perception test to smell it. Plus 30.
All right.
Let's see if your sense of smell still works.
So my sense of smell still works after being in prison for some reason.
Yeah, I'm just... this is mostly for fun, more than anything else.
Say plus 30?
Plus 30. It should be easy.
Who is shoveling beans in your face?
Oberon.
Yeah.
The grog is good.
It's a 10.
I'm gonna wave the fork at Oberon. This is a fork. Civilized people use these.
You know what?
Just give it
Are
a
there
smart-ass
any
smirk.
electronic? Are there like any electronic devices where I can just look up an image of a tree and just show him?
Well, there is a rune bank close by. You could try and go and figure something out about that. The information terminal is quite close by, but you can't bring it with you, so you might have to avert his gaze.
Is that food even edible?
Oh, I assure you, it is quite reasonable.
It's more edible than rations, I'll tell you that.
Look, lady,
Also-
you hungry enough, you'll eat just about anything. This doesn't look too bad.
Also, as Harlock is shoveling his rice and gravy, it is...
Like a civilized man.
Like a civilized man. It tastes... the rice has quite a nice texture, and the gravy doesn't appear to be too old, unlike in the prison days, where they just spoon-fed you whatever gruel they could find. This actually feels quite nice on the tongue. But...
Brett, back on Gregor, and we didn't even have utensils.
who was it again?
I'm sorry.
Who was it again that was going for the terminal? Sorry, Toby and
It was Oberon, I think.
Brex. Oberon. Was it?
Yes.
Well, you're eating, so wait until you're done.
Tobian.
I will take some of this food, sir.
Could I perhaps offer you some grox instead? It's not the finest quality, but I suppose that any meat product will do.
Yes, let me try it.
I assure you, I will find some spice to make it more palatable. And he goes and flips a grok steak onto his pan and starts searing it, only for 10 seconds per sight. He actually asks, how would you like it cooked?
Done? Well?
You goddamn heretic.
What did you just say to me?
He mumbles
Don't
that
worry.
under his breath. Roll an awareness test to hear him.
Where is it?
Spoiling good meat. 12. You hear him announcing you a meat heretic.
I'm just giggling because I know Otris so well. I already know what he would say, so I'm just laughing.
The man has a point. You do, medium at most. Come on, it's good meat. Just don't ruin it.
Fine.
Excellent.
What should
You
I eat
made
it
the right
at
choice.
then?
Medium well the
rare.
wells.
Medium rare is my recommendation.
I will take
That
that
man
then.
knows what he's talking about.
Thank you. He hands you a can of sterilized water. It only tastes kind of like filtration fluid. Kind
Like
of.
a metallic taste to it.
Yes. On the house. Don't worry.
Well, thank you. I am gonna drink the water. Just be disgusted the entire time. Being all noble and whatever.
Divine looks over to Brecht and says, Rusty Legion, what's your regiment?
They don't really exist anymore.
What was it he meant?
Still, what was it? I
The
lost
141st.
Very well.
Otter speaks up and says, well, he told his yours. Mordian Guard. What was yours?
I am a sergeant of the Mordian 10th. We fought the 13th Black Crusade, but I'd rather not talk about that experience. By the way,
hold the phone.
you
Hasn't
said
happened
we were
yet.
pre-gathering storm.
Pre-gathering storm. Also, we are 990.M41.
Okay.
Say 12th, because I think
12th.
there were some Mordians deployed in the Gothic sector.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
I was just trying to do the most recent.
Yeah. It's I know what you mean, but I kind of needed to jump in there.
Yeah. Then Mordian 12th. The 10th fighting the 12th.
And yes, thank you. All right. So just because fluff bunnies will attempt to murder me,
And me.
which
Wait,
it
Just
sounds way
make sure,
cuter than
Vicky, what year did you say?
990.M41. I haven't found out the 1000 date thingy because I haven't done the math yet. So keep that in mind. You have 10 years before Gilliman comes back out of character.
Yeah. Then there's at 990, it would be 8 years before the Third War, so...
Yeah, the Third War of Armageddon hasn't happened yet. Second War did.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, does anyone have anything more roleplay related? Because wrapping up, you might want to ask him some questions about things.
Let's ask him about the, was it Pale Children?
Pale Children. So someone tell me exactly what you can ask him, because this shit is important.
I got this.
Right, go for it.
So, what can you tell me about these Pale Children? We heard rumors of them coming around from this sector.
Pale Children? He scratches his head and looks confused. I'm not certain what you mean. Are you referring to your cherub?
No, I'm not. The Pale Children, apparently it's some sort of gang that exists in the Underhive. Not the Underhive, the Midhive.
Harlock will finish this meal and slides a plate down the bar. Something about Pale Children at some place called the Wailing Wheel.
Though I couldn't tell you what the Pale Children were, the Wailing Wheel does ring a bell. Oberon, could they talking about the Screaming Wheel Cantina? Oberon recognizes that name as a under Habway thing that is usually way too loud and annoying to be raided by the local enforcers.
You're talking about that loud joint, aren't you?
Indeed, they blast way too much music, and the auto carriages are way too close. As in, you know that this thing is a cantina that's bolted to the underside of a road, which is why it's called the Screaming Wheel, because there are nothing but screaming wheels passing over it.
That would make sense. We could probably check that out.
Hmm. Um, as you are finishing up your different meals, and is there anything you want to ask as well?
Tobian pulls out the orb from the med pouch and asks him if he can make any sense of this thing.
He pulls back a tiny bit when you pull out the orb, and simply says, "Please put that away."
You've seen this before.
Roll scrutiny against fellowship.
Who? Tobian or Ren?
Against Otris, as he does that move. Anyone who wants to do it can do it, but remember that if you don't do it and have scrutiny, a -20 will be automatically applied to the roll.
So I can't put a -20 because of the recording, so just -20 from this, okay?
No. The if you don't have the skill, the sheet handles the -20 because you don't have the skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kansu is untrained, so you
Oh,
take a
Jesus.
penalty.
Yeah, it's untrained. Ooh, man. You both need 14, both of you failed. Does it Oberon, do you want to show these scrubs how to do it?
I got it.
Also, you get a +20 because you know this man.
Oh, apparently I'm fucking trained in this scrutiny. I can give it a shot.
That would be under fellowship, right?
Yes.
Granted?
Under fellowship.
And you said +20.
Shit.
Wait. Oh yeah, that was Harlock. I thought that was different. Well, as the man that has had quite the long friendship with this Oathbound chef, Oberon,
Briggs, don't be holding out on me. What do you know?
look, I've only heard the slightest of rumors when it comes to the faceless trade. There is a group called the Trade Sable that's going around the hive selling various items. They do it through different intermediaries, though I could not tell you who they were. The intermediaries there, that is. So, although he did show somewhat of a reaction to you showing to the showing of this orb, he does not appear to be holding out on you when it comes to any more information.
Okay. Did Toby put the ball away?
Yes, I pulled the ball away, then pull out the journal and slide it to him.
What is this?
A piece of paper with interesting things on them.
He picks it up and starts flipping through it. Whoever this belonged to was quite the terrible artist. There is... Who did this belong to?
I look to Ren for a nod of approval.
We cannot tell you that.
Fair enough. Then there is very little I can tell you, and he slides it back on the table.
I put it back into my pouch.
Why would knowing the identity of the person change your mind?
Giving proper context would allow me to give you more information. Without that, there's very little I can do. I could start rambling, but I am not certain that would help.
I tear out a small useless piece of paper from the journal and write down the name and slide it to him.
The Skinner name.
Skinner on one side, then the Lord on the other side.
All right.
Do I see this? Because I am looking in this direction.
Would you stop him from writing the Lord's name?
I'm going to be disappointed and just, turn away.
All right. He reads the...
I can vouch for Briggs.
If Oberon trusts him, I trust him, you damn princess.
Very well.
All right. He looks at both of the names, flipping the paper around. Never heard of this Lord Gul'jan. But Skinner, on the other hand, now there is a name I have heard. He is the leader of the baby faces. Yes, it is quite the horrible name. And I mean really bad. But he is one of the Cloud Boy gangs that some noble scions board with their lives and go down to the mid-hive to torture the common man, all with their wealth and influence. But if you wish to find him, I do believe he frequents the Screaming Wheel, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, isn't that a coincidence?
Yes, the pieces appear to be lining up quite neatly, perhaps too neatly. He chuckles a tiny bit at this, not quite serious.
All right. Real quick. I want to cast Erasure on him and erase the memory of what I just showed him.
Be careful. You will make him forget the last 30 seconds. You only need one psi rating for that, so so you get a 20 on the modifier.
Please don't mess up.
Whew.
No doubles.
Barely made it. No doubles. Whew. All right. With a chirurgeon's precision, you enter the mind of Otrus Briggs and snip the synapse that contain the most recent memory. He does not even appear to notice that it is gone. Was there anything else? Because I have the exit scene prepared.
No, I'm good.
Was the psychic power visible to us? Like, did we see him do it?
No, it is not visible. Telepathy is one of the few ones that can't be seen. That's
Okay.
one of the good things.
We should have arrested this man.
For what?
You should be fine. Why would we bother?
That is true.
What Briggs? We can't run around arresting all of our assets. That's stupid.
But
might
he's
need him.
broken several imperial laws.
Men like here in the mid-hive are a dime a dozen. There's no point. Waste of time
Royalty,
and resources.
He's an asset of mine.
What
Besides-
laws has he broken?
He has news on heretical merchandise.
He has rumors.
It's a hive world. Everyone does, princess.
You gonna run around and arrest an entire hive planet? I mean, that's what you're talking about there. Everybody knows something. Everybody hears whispers. Lots of shit gets said down here.
Besides, Oberon trusts him, so I trust him.
Very well. Let us go then. I will trust you for now.
As an auto carriage passes by, Oberon leans over the table and says, no, I mean, Otrus leans over the table, sorry, and says, Oberon, there is one final matter I wanted to discuss.
All
And
right.
he beckons you over.
I'll follow him.
Moving to the back of the kitchen, he says to you, there's been a problem. You're going to have to take care of it.
What's her name? Where'd you put her?
I'll write it down. I don't want anyone to hear this. And he writes you a quick note and hands it to you and says, after this, we'll be even.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So you walk back outside, rejoin the group, and off you go to the Screaming Wheel Cantina, and we'll continue next week. Actually, tell them that you have some business to do before we leave.
All right, guys. I have a more personal matter to get handled, so I'll catch up with you guys.
Very
Make
well.
haste.
I'll light
Take
my
care of
cigarette.
yourself.
I'll light a stick, and the scene will turn black and white while slow jazz music plays while I walk slowly away.
And scene. And there we go.
Alrighty, so with that, we got the next. Viggy, you take over. Give us an ending.
Thank you for watching and listening, ladies and gentlemen, and tune in next time for our next exciting episode of The Queen's Court.
Anyway,
They
guys.
got knobs.
Damn it. Anyway, guys, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. Thank you for joining me. Love you guys. Bye.